United, number 7, Cristiano Ronaldo. United. Number 7, Cristiano Ronaldo. substituted. Number 7, Cristiano Ronaldo. Cristiano Ronaldo. United, number 7, Cristiano Ronaldo. substituted. Number 7, Cristiano Ronaldo. United. Number 7, Cristiano Ronaldo. Number 7, Cristiano Ronaldo.
Goal, and that was a real than the one he missed earlier on. Ramsdale's poor pass forward, easily picked up by McTominay, and full credit to Gabriel, who coming across got a foot on it, and it was probably heading into the back of the net, not for that vital intervention from Gabriel. Arsenal 1, Manchester United 0, saying has been a fortress. Only Liverpool and Manchester City have better home records, 32 points than one here by Arsenal. Although they have lost 3 of their 7 fixtures here in this calendar year. As Gabriel just checks back as he was under pressure and feeds it back to Ramsdale. He's taking a bit of a risk and firing it short. Gets the return from Xhaka, then picks out a good pass to Odegaard, who's in space. Now Elneny into the feet of Nketiah. He's got time to turn in the centre circle and feed it to Xhaka, who spreads it out wide to Tavares, the goal scorer. Here's Xhaka again. When United players retreating as Xhaka shifts it onto his left foot out to Emil Smith-Rowe on that far side. He's feeling his way back to full fitness following a relatively injury-ravaged season. A season which he's scored 10 league goals for Arsenal. Switch of play from Gabriel to find Xhaka, who's back on the pitch and back on his feet. He's got time. Into Elneny. Up to Odegaard. Patience from Arsenal. Suarez finds a bit of space and pokes it out to Xhaka. And now Odegaard, who's about 5 yards or so from the edge of the area, he shifts it into Xhaka, who didn't see Ronaldo, who works it back to Lindelof. Now Varane. Nothing forward for Tellez, and he has to get it back to his goalkeeper. Xhaka got a little toe on it, which just made it slightly more difficult than it needed to be for De Gea. And he can only fire a long ball straight back to Ramsdale. Arsenal back in possession once more. Ben White allowed to dribble the ball away from Fernandez. Way off to Smith Rowe. First time ball back to Xhaka, who tries to clip one over the top for Nketiah to run onto again. Varane gets there first, and a combination of him and Dalot get it away from Nketiah. There seems to be a tactic. They've looked for that a few times. Trying to clip the ball in for Nketiah to run onto. Maybe a weakness they've spotted. Sancho.
To the area, Elanga central through, is he pulled down? Is that a penalty? Referee Craig Pawson looks and shakes of his head. Nothing doing there. Elanga convinced he was dragged down by the scruff of his shirt. VAR will have a look at this. Elanga absolutely had the pace to get away from Tavares, who certainly grabs away at his heel and then pulls at the back of his shirt. Elanga goes down rather easily, but Tavares just holding the shoulder. There won't be enough in that for VAR to overturn. Ramsdale did well to come out eventually, but Elanga showing his pace and once again threatening the Arsenal backline. VAR still checking this as Xhaka and Matic in close attention with Dawson. I think it will just continue with a throw-in, and that's what's just been whistled here. It's a throw into Manchester United in a really good position. Alex Telles about 5 yards or so north of the Arsenal penalty box on this near side. He gets the return from Matic. Back heel from Sancho looking for Telles. Nenny comes across to defend that one away, but only as far as Sancho, who tries a bit of skill and somehow he wriggled his way past two players, and Arsenal lucky the ball just rolled out of play. He took a little flick off the ankle of El Neni as Sancho knocked it through past him. Man United corners taken quickly and short as Fernandez crosses it to the far post, and there's far too much on that. Disappointing from the Portuguese man. A few unwanted records on the line this afternoon. United could lose their fourth successive top flight away game for the first time. It's a run of 6 back in 1980 to 81. Going back 40 years since they last lost more than 3 in a row away from home. That's where they stand right now. For Arsenal, they have an unwanted record that they don't want, which they're certainly not in the running for right now, leading by a goal to 0. As Ramsdale and El Neni exchange passes under pressure from Sancho, they do well. Bit of space for Xhaka to carry the ball forwards. He fires it into the feet of Nketiah, who's got time to turn. He's got Smith Rowe ahead of him, but Nketiah keeps going. Nketiah towards the edge of the area, and then he does get brought down right on the edge by Elanga, who was tracking back. There's no malice in it. Smith Rowe does well. Sorry, Nketiah did well to cut in front of the Manchester United wide player. Good feet from him. Just seems like a different player to the one that's come on numerous times in the Premier League this season. I haven't really had the chance to make his stamp on this team, and that's something Arteta mentioned in his pre-match press conference. He takes fault for not giving Nketiah enough minutes on the pitch, and that means Lacazette remains on the bench. And right now, Odegaard and Suarez stand over this free kick, which is about 6 yards outside the edge of the 18-yard box, just to the left of De Gea's goal. He's organising a 4-man wall, and Sancho takes up the position of sunbathing behind the wall. Odegaard's just instructing all of 3 Arsenal players that are just slightly ahead of that Man United wall of 4. Often finds there seems to be more of a hindrance than a help having this wall before, but there must be some method to the madness as Odegaard steps up and clips it over the wall and over the bar. Disappointing effort from him. Never got over it, always underneath it, and it was a good 5 or 6 yards over the top of that left-hand corner. Man United with a goal kick and play it short, and it's a loose pass that's forced to be played long towards Elanga. Drops to Matic, and now McTominay to Varane. He just sells the dummy and finds it to McTominay. Nice turn from him in the middle of his own half. But Arsenal win possession high again, but only briefly as Fernandes gets a foot in. And De Gea can take his time before shifting it on to Varane. Tellez up the line for Sancho, tries to flick it around the corner of Suarez, who does well to hold him up, and Ben White can come across and put the ball out of play for a Manchester United throw-in right on the halfway line. Ronaldo, if he scores today, would have the longest gap between the first and 100th Premier League goal in time. As he's on the ball now, a little first-time layoff again. He gets the return. Ronaldo in the area, shakes to shoot and fires one over the top from about 12 yards, just from the angle. He blows out a puff of the cheeks. He knows that was close. Good quick build-up play again. This time it was Dalot and Elanga into the feet of Ronaldo. Dalot with a little return back to him. He just fires it over the top. Gabriel in his face. But United just starting to settle into this one. I say if Ronaldo was to score, it would be 18 years and 173 days between his first goal, which was against Portsmouth, and if he was to score today, the current record is held by a former Manchester United player, Ryan Giggs. Just the old 17 years and 91 days between his first and 100th league goal. Ball clipped forward over the top, the flag stayed down. Ronaldo can chase Ronaldo. Loose touch from him, and now the offside flag does go up. Ronaldo knew it. Pawson, the referee, plays advantage. Here's Xhaka, just being absolutely harried and harassed by Tellez. Eventually the referee blows the whistle, which is taken quickly by Xhaka into the feet of Odegaard. There's El Neni getting away from his man and finds Xhaka, who's got a bit of space. Ben White just stops and stands, surveys the situation before helping on to Xhaka into the feet of Smith Rowe with the first time layoff, as he had close attention with the combination of McTominay and Elanga. Arsenal with possession at the back, just trying to invite Manchester United forward players onto them, create a bit of space in behind. Gabriel carries it forward now, plays it to Smith Rowe over halfway. It's got Tavares on the outside. He just dribbles past him, and in the back heel lacks a bit of direction, but only because it took a deflection off Elanga. Throw into Arsenal, just north of the Manchester United penalty area. There's Tavares dribbling infield, getting away from McTominay, but running into Matic. And here's the chance for the break. Fernandes dribbling out to this near side, then helping on to Sancho. Sancho looks to open his legs against Suarez, who's backtracking. Odegaard comes back. Suarez is stumbling, uses his hands to stop the ball. Referee waves it away. That's a controversial decision. Ronaldo and Fernandes running straight over to the face of Pawson as Arsenal play on. As Suarez went down, he certainly swung his arm out. Sancho screaming in the face of Dawson, but they do well to get back and defend as Odegaard carries the ball midway into the Manchester United half. Here's Gabriel to Xhaka. It just looked as Suarez was stumbling and tripping down to the ground. He used his arm to push the ball away behind him, and I think he's a very lucky boy. It was deemed not to be a free kick. It was right on the edge of the area as well. Would have been an interesting decision to make. I don't think VAR may well have a check on it, but Cedric Suarez has given it away. Sancho nicks it off him. Suarez bamboozled with the step out of Sancho. First time layoff from Fernandes to Ronaldo. Back to Fernandes. Strike from distance. Oh, it's off the top of the bar. What a strike from Dalot. Sancho to Ronaldo. Tries to set up to McTominay, and he's crowded out. And Arsenal clear And Manchester United 2 inches away from levelling things. Dalot strike from the edge of the area, curling and dipping, but not quite dipping enough, coming off the top of the bar. Here goes Matic over the halfway line to Dalot. So frustratingly for him, can only find the woodwork. Back to Lindelof. McTominay infield, instead he goes out to Rane. And now Telles to Sancho. Little backheel back to Telles, who's shrugged off by Xhaka. Referee just waves him up into El Neni. Ben White into the feet of Xhaka. Plays it away before McTominay could get to him. And here goes Odegaard to Nketiah. Nketiah fires it into the feet of Smith Rowe. He's got Tavares on the outside. Low cross to the edge of the area. And Tavares picked up by McTominay, who only gives it straight back to El Neni. Back heel from Odegaard, and here's Nketiah from point blank range. What a save from De Gea. That should have been 2. That should have been 2. De Gea, what a fantastic save. Brilliant flick from Odegaard. And Nketiah was onside as well. I think it was Dalot who was playing everyone on. From about 12 yards, it was absolutely fired straight at De Gea, who got a strong double fist on it. And Arsenal should really have doubled their lead. Chances at both ends. Arsenal 1, Manchester United 0. 25 minutes gone here. Here's Odegaard, who's on this near side by the byline, just over halfway. Goes back to Ben White, who helps it on to Xhaka, who carries the ball into Manchester United territory. Tavares with the first time layoff, back to Gabriel. And here's El Neni with space inside the centre circle. On to Suarez, back to El Neni. El Neni looking for options ahead of him. They're all being blocked off. McTominay and Matic working as a screen to try and prevent the ball that was just played to Nketiah. His first time layoff to El Neni. Ronaldo almost nipped in, but Arsenal keep possession. Xhaka on the halfway line, looking for the run. Smith Rowe nearly in behind if Xhaka has spotted him. He just checks back, and here's Gabriel. El Neni's got plenty of space infield. Instead it goes back to Ben White, who's under pressure. So he feeds it back to his goalkeeper. Here's Xhaka. Smith Rowe comes deep, and first time layoff to El Neni, who shakes his body to the right and then feeds it into the feet of Odegaard, who's got space and time to turn and feed it out to Xhaka on this near side. Xhaka against Telles, he's got Suarez on the outside. Xhaka doesn't use him. First little pass to Odegaard. Odegaard back to Xhaka, who goes down. It breaks for Nketiah. He fires it in, and it is 2-0. Should have been a penalty. Referee waves advantage. The ball break for Nketiah, and this time he makes no mistake and fires it in low past De Gea, and Arsenal have doubled their leads. It's Arsenal 2, Manchester United 0. Wonderful football again with Odegaard at the heart of it. This time his flick ball through to Xhaka. Xhaka got in the tangle of legs with Telles, and the ball broke kindly to Nketiah. And this time he made no mistake and lashed it low to the keeper's right. It's wonderful from Odegaard, who looked as if he was going to play it through round to his left and played the no-look pass to his right, where Xhaka had carried on his run. Telles, the tangle of legs. Nketiah took a touch to control it, then got it out of his feet, and then from 6 yards in, fired it into the opposite corner. And Arsenal have a 2-goal lead here, and a thoroughly entertaining game at the Emirates Stadium. There is a slight VAR check for offside here, because as Xhaka took a touch, Nketiah may have just been in an offside position. And this will be really harsh if that's ruled out. And if it is offside, VAR have ruled this goal out. Unbelievable. The tightest of margins. The head of Dalot, as he was falling, was not quite far enough, and Nketiah is judged to have been offside. Decision not given just yet. Now they're surely going to be checking to see if it's a penalty, if that's the case. It definitely came off the knee of Xhaka, and that's offside is the definite decision. They're now looking at multiple replays of Xhaka going down. He was definitely caught from behind by Dalot. And we must have seen about 9 or 10 replays now. And still, we wait for a decision from VAR, which is Jared Gillett this afternoon. Craig Paulson, with his hand on his hips, he makes the VAR signal, and he's been called over to the monitor. And I do like it when it's the referee's decision, but this could have happened a long time ago. What we do know is the goal has been disallowed, and now we wait to see whether we'll see the awarding of a penalty instead. So the referee just getting a view of the incident from behind the goal, where we see the fact that Dalot kind of rolls into the back of Xhaka, certainly bundles him over. In my opinion, it's as clear as you like, but it's not my opinion that counts, it's the referee, Craig Paulson's. He walks away from the monitor, he signals for VAR, and he gives the penalty, and Arsenal will have a chance to double their lead. And Xhaka is scored from the penalty spot in that midweek win over Chelsea. We'll have the chance to score from the spot again. Dalot made no attention to, Tellez I should say, made no attention to play the ball. He went straight through the back of Xhaka, and Nketiah has been denied his goal, and Xhaka could well get his. There's a bit of commotion around the penalty spot. As Tellez is just having a talking to with the referee. De Gea's there as well. Fernandes had come across. Wait to see if there's a card shown. Doesn't look like there will be. And now everyone retreats, and Xhaka will have an opportunity to score from the spot and get his 11th Premier League goal of the season. He takes a purposeful 4 steps back. He scored his first penalty since that final miss against Italy in the summer. A blow of the cheeks from Xhaka, left-footed into the same corner, but then Nketiah had scored, and Arsenal do have a 2-0 lead, and it's thoroughly deserved. Just over half an hour gone here at the Emirates. It's Arsenal 2, Manchester United 0, and Nketiah has had his goal ruled out, but from the penalty spot, Xhaka was there, and he made no mistake sending De Gea the wrong way. The keeper dived to his left, the ball went to his right, and Arsenal have a 2-goal cushion, and a statement of intent certainly made as they look to put the pressure on their North London rivals in that place and race for the top 4. 4th place is theirs as it stands. Destiny is theirs as it stands, as they have a 2-goal lead. They've ridden their luck, particularly when Dalot hit the bar. Alanga denied as well from a couple of saves from Ramsdale. And Arsenal have been clinical at the other end. And they have a 2-goal lead as Ralph Rangnick looks on. He knows he hasn't got long left in the job. 4 games left for him in charge before Erik ten Hag takes over. The appointment made this week, confirmed. Whether Ralph Rangnick will even have a place at the club after that time remains to be seen, as the ball's played up towards Ronaldo. He gets a flick on. Sancho's there. It's 2-on-1. It's Ronaldo. He's just been forced wide. He just checks back onto his right. He's inside the area. Been stood up by Suarez. Lays it back. Tellez. Now Sancho. With that little teasing ball, trying to invite the challenge from Suarez, then gets away from him. Has to set it back to Matic. Just goes it in, and it's 2-1. Brilliant from Ronaldo. That's his 100th Premier League goal, and Manchester United are straight back in it 2 minutes after Arsenal take a 2-goal lead. It's Arsenal 2, Manchester United 1. Who else but Cristiano Ronaldo? The week he's had, he's got a goal. It's his 100th Premier League goal. He just pulled away from his man at the back post. Tavares gave him a glance before the ball came across. but didn't pick him up, and he showed the strength and fired it in. He got beyond Gabriel and Tavares and left-footed from about 6 yards out. He got there first. Ramsdale came, didn't get there, and Ronaldo could tap it into the unguarded net. We really have a game on here. What a lunchtime kick-off this has been, as Odegaard gives the ball away to Ronaldo, but the referee stopped playing, that something's happened down on this touchline. The trainers immediately come on, and Suarez is being taken away by his own players. It's just a clash of heads, I think. Doesn't appear to be too much in that, but Telles is rolling around, clutching his face, being attended to. And that incident is hopefully over with very quickly. Just seeing a replay of the shot from Dalot that hit the top of the bar, and then this is the first time I've also seen the opportunity, or the handball from Cedric Suarez. It was a clear handball and it was in the box, and I tell you, Arsenal very, very lucky to get away with that one. To be fair, there wasn't much he could do about it, but he was using his hands to crawl forwards, and in doing so bashed the ball away from Sancho, who was about to dive into the area. A lot's happened since then. 2 goals, a goal disallowed, and with 10 minutes to go to half time, you don't know which way this one's going to go. Arsenal 2, Manchester United 1 here at the Emirates Stadium. The ball back with Ramsdale. Telles back on his feet and back on the pitch. It's Ben White back to Ramsdale. Manchester United players just holding their grounds, waiting for the pass to White, and then Fernandes goes to press. Ramsdale almost gives it to Sancho. White had to be there. Elneny slips as he was under pressure from McTominay. Arsenal playing a dangerous game, and eventually they do give the ball away to Sancho, who wins it high. Here's Fernandes, cross towards the far post. Control from Ronaldo. He's got Elanga inside him. Step over from Ronaldo. Takes a deflection. Good defending from Tavares on that occasion, blocking the shot, and Ramsdale has the easiest of opportunities just to pick the ball up. It's Ronaldo's 100th goal and his 223rd appearance for Manchester United. Of course, there was a little break as he played for a few other clubs in the interim, Real Madrid and Juventus. And Arsenal almost played themselves into trouble there. They look so calm, confident and assured. They're just playing into Manchester United's trap. Here's Xhaka, up to Tavares. Little layoff from Smith Rowe back to Xhaka. No options ahead of him, so he plays a little 6-yard pass infield to Elneny. He spreads it out to Saka, who's got time to bring it down on this near side. A little layoff to Cedric Suarez. Now Ben White as Manchester United force Arsenal back. Ramsdale, nothing short on for him, so he goes long over the top looking for Saka. Good defending this time from Telles, who just watched it patiently and let it roll over his shoulder, and then fires it off the England forwards. Man United win a throw. Arsenal 2, Manchester United 1 here at the Emirates Stadium. Tavares and Saka for Arsenal. Cristiano Ronaldo for Manchester United. One ball is knocked by the head of Cristiano Ronaldo, but he couldn't find a teammate, and Ben White can help it on to Gabriel, who's inside the centre circle, then clips it with his left foot out to the far side of Tavares, who brings it infield, avoids the challenge of McTominay. Here's Saka. Now Gabriel towards the feet of Nketiah. Just drops off McTominay and spreads it out towards Suarez. Here's Saka up against Telles. Suarez once again making the overlapping run. This time it's played to the Portuguese man. He's just forced to check back and play it back to Saka. Elneny. Ronaldo closing in, but the ball was played forward well. Odegaard out to Saka. Tries to find to Elneny. Gets the shot away, and that's a fine one-handed save from De Gea. That may well have been creeping in. Elneny had to rush his shot, and it was curling away towards that far corner, probably just going wide. De Gea wasn't sure, got a strong fist to it, and Arsenal will have a corner. 7 minutes to go to half time. Arsenal 2, Manchester United 1, and one of the Premier League games, one of the marquee games. You think of all the title clashes between these two in the 90s and 2000s. Now it's about the race for the top four as Suarez's corner's whipped in and headed away at the 6-yard box. Breaks for Xhaka, and there's blocks, and Xhaka again, and blocks again, this time by Dalot. Smith Rowe to Odegaard. Odegaard looks to clip one to the back post. Gabriel rises highest, it's just too high for him. And both times were well blocked by Dalot. The first one may have even come off the feet of De Gea last. Now Teta looks on, and he knows that was a golden opportunity for Arsenal to extend their lead again. There's Varane. Holds off the challenge from Odegaard, gets the 1-2 with Tellez. Tries to pass it infield and eventually works it to Ronaldo, who tried the chop pass and it didn't work. Arsenal have possession again. Gabriel taking no risks and side foots it back to Ramsdale, and Arsenal can regroup. Just under 5 minutes to go to half time here in this wonderful Premier League lunchtime clash, where Arsenal are leading by 2-1. Ben White's out to Suarez. Nothing on ahead of him, so plays it back to Ben White, who's been such a revelation since his move from Brighton in the summer. Given away again, here goes Sancho, looks to take on Suarez, gets on the outside of him, there was nothing in the box, so he's forced to check his run, and then plays it off El Neni and wins a corner. Is there chance for late drama here in this first half? Remember, Arsenal were leading at Old Trafford until just before the break. Fernandes with that goal just before half time. It's Fernandes who will take this corner, with Ronaldo making plenty of movement. Corner is whipped in towards the back post, and Ramsdale comes, claims and gathers, and looks to immediately look to release the ball, but he's got his own player down in the box. Odegaard has caught one in the face, and he's just going to need a bit of attention. And we have a moment to just pause and take our breath. It's been a pulsating game, and Odegaard injured himself in trying to hold off McTominay. There's no stray arm, no boot. He was just trying to rugby tackle and hold off McTominay, who just stood and held his ground. He's back on his... Well, he never left his feet, but he's back up and ready to play in Arsenal. Play it short. It's back with Ramsdale. Here's White, just outside his own area, looking for options ahead of him, and fires a straight pass in towards the feet of Nketiah. He skips away from Varane. Saka down the line for Odegaard. Just not enough on it for him, and not enough pace for Odegaard, and that just allows Varane to get there, and Lindelof fires an awkward looking pass back to the Frenchman, who clips it to Elanga on that far side. He's bundled over by Tavares, and Man United have had joy on the two wings from Elanga and Sancho against Suarez and Tavares, particularly the pace of the Swede Elanga. Clever reverse pass from Matic, but McTominay's got space to run into, carries the ball over the halfway line. He's got Elanga on the far side, he's got Sancho who's come across and made the run down in front, and he just couldn't bring the ball down, and Gabriel will let the ball run out of play for an Arsenal goal kick. Manchester United unbeaten in 13 Premier League away games in London. It's the longest run of a team outside of the capital, and their last defeat was here back in January 2020, 2-0 defeat. In fact, Manchester United haven't scored here in their last two visits. They've corrected that at least this afternoon, although they are behind. And they're facing a throw-in down on this near side, just level with the edge of the 18-yard box. Suarez in no hurry to take it. We've just got over a minute to play in this first half, plus probably a good couple of minutes of stoppage time, if not for that VAR check. There's been a couple of injuries as well. Xhaka tries to make something happen. Varane was there. Sancho back to Tellez, who tries to clip it long but gives it straight to Odegaard. Odegaard with a little step over and tries one too many. And there's Matic. Does really well to hold off 3 Arsenal players and then pokes it through the legs of Saka. And then El Neni slides in to put the ball out of play to prevent Sancho from breaking for Manchester United. And that's where they have looked at their most clinical. Their transitions where they've won the ball deep and gone early to either flank, usually via Ronaldo. The chest of Matic, fires it infield looking for Ronaldo. Headed back over the top, and White just about gets enough on it, so Ramsdale will just take his time, puts his foot on the ball before picking it up under no real pressure, as Arsenal look to see out the final few seconds of this first half. There's going to be 5 more minutes for them to see out. That's the signal from the 4th official, David Coote. And I don't mind an extra 5 minutes on this game. It's been a fantastic advert for the Premier League. Matic to McTominay, headed away by Suarez, chested down from Odegaard into the path of Saka. Round the corner from Nketiah, that was nice from him. Here's Odegaard, just on this near side, gets to the corner of the area, cause it across, headed away but only as far as Smith Rowe. Back to Tavares, Xhaka. Smith Rowe with space to pick out a cross, right footed into the box, headed away, this time by Varane. And then Alanga just helps it out of his play, and Arsenal will have a throw which is taken quickly off the chest of Xhaka. Smith Rowe has to play it all the way back to Gabriel. He's not going to take any risks and feeds it to Ramsdale. White takes over possession, carries the ball forwards a good 15 yards before clipping one back to Tavares on that far side. A wonderful ball, and Tavares, how he's got that much space, looks to get beyond Dalot, who does really well to hold his ground, into Alanga. Nice feet from him, but then tracking back to win the ball was Tavares. Here's El Neni. He's just happy to exchange passes with Gabriel. He didn't really want the return as he was put under pressure. El Neni had space and time to turn in the centre circle. Suarez back to Ramsdale, who gets that one all wrong. And Man United's pressure has earned them a throw-in midway inside the Arsenal half, and Ramsdale's not happy about that at all. Tellez gets the return from Fernandes. Ronaldo looks to pull off his man. Tellez goes for goal! Oh, what? Nearly catches the keeper out. Ramsdale had to be alert, and he got a hand to it. Nearly caught out there. No one was expecting Tellez to strike it, and he fired it towards the near post. It was curling away from the keeper, who got a strong hand to it. And then Suarez sort of hashed his clearance and scooped it behind. It's going to be a Manchester United corner. But Ramsdale had to be alert at his near post to keep out that Tellez effort. Drama's not over yet as Tellez does fire it in towards the near post. It's flicked on. It's going to drop to Fernandes, who strikes it through a body of players. It's come off the feet of Gabriel, and Arsenal could break here. It's Smith Rowe over halfway. 3 red shirts parting forward, 4 back for United. Smith Rowe carrying on his pass into Saka, back to Smith Rowe, into Nketiah, who falls down under no real pressure. Back to Odegaard, shapes up to his left foot. Odegaard saved away to his right by De Gea. Tavares brings it down and then gets underneath it and fires it over the top for a goal kick. Arsenal go from one end to the other in a blink of an eye. And Odegaard had time to pick his spot. In fact, it was quite central. De Gea had to bring his arms actually in to his body. It was probably easier for him to catch it, but he got a fist to it and got it away. He actually apologised to his teammates, but he couldn't. But he put them under more pressure. But thankfully for them and for him, Tavares could only sky his effort from the corner of the area into the Emirates stand behind his goal. Tavares plays one forwards towards Saka. Behind Tavares looking for the run of Alanga. There was too much juice on that pass. Now Nenny can carry it forward now for Arsenal. Up to Suarez, who's got Odegaard up the line. He plays it back to the fullback, who's immediately swarmed by a combination of Fernandes and Ronaldo. It's back to Ramsdale, who has to get it out of his feet and clear it quickly again. Lindelof can chest it down unopposed just inside his own half. It's Varane. 10 seconds or so to go. Is there a chance for one last attack? He clips it to the far side, heading on to Alanga. Alanga down on that far side. Helps it back. And Man United took too long to get the ball into the box. And the referee, Craig Pawson, blows the whistle on what has been a thoroughly entertaining game here at the Emirates Stadium. Arsenal took a 3rd-minute lead through Tavares after De Gea did well to deny Xhaka. And Nketiah then thought he'd doubled the lead for Arsenal. His goal was ruled out for the tightest of offside decisions, but in its place was a penalty which Xhaka fired in for his 2nd penalty in as many games. That 2-goal lead only lasted a couple of minutes before Ronaldo scored his 100th Premier League goal of his career to reduce the arrears and leave us tantalisingly poised at the break. It is Arsenal 2, Manchester United 1. I'll see you in 15.
The live broadcast of this match will start momentarily. On Flashscore, you can also tune in to other commentaries. We regularly bring you the Premier League, the Champions League, or Europa League, while national team matches are also available. Do you want to look at stats while you wait? Have a look at our match details where you can find lineups, head-to-heads, and a lot of other interesting information. Flashscore, game-changing numbers.
number 7, Cristiano Ronaldo.
To make something happen on the right hand side, blocked by Sancho. 22 shots, 11 apiece in that first half. Only matched once this season in a thoroughly entertaining game between Brentford and Newcastle. The game finished 3-3, and you wouldn't bet against that being the scoreline here, as Nketiah dinks out a cross towards Smith Rowe at the far post, headed away by Dalot, and then Xhaka brushes the side of Langa. Here goes Tavares, who crosses towards the back post. He got too much on it, and Tellez almost got something on that, and he didn't need to. There was no Arsenal player in the vicinity. Thankfully for him, it misses his head and goes out of play for a Manchester United goal kick. Well, as it stands, Arsenal would climb above Tottenham into 4th place in the table. They'd be 3 points better off than their North London rivals, who play later this evening, of course, against Brentford. And they'd only be 2 points behind Chelsea, who occupy 3rd position. For Man United, well, that would leave them 3 shy of Tottenham and 6 shy of Arsenal, having played a game more. Doesn't look good for their chances if scores stay as they are. Ball played for Nketiah to give chase. That's good defending from Varane, just to get it out of play. He wanted to throw in himself nothing doing on that occasion. And the last time Man United were 2 goals down in the game, they went on to win, or in fact just to avoid defeat, was back in November 2020 against Southampton. They were 2-0 down on that occasion. They did come back to win that game by 3-2. And they'll feel aggrieved that a couple of decisions in that first half didn't go their way. Most notably that pull back on Elanga and the handball from Suarez, which I think was the clearer of the 2 offences. It's been Arsenal have started this second half calmly and assured, which is exactly actually how they started the first half. This ball is headed away again by Tellez, back by Xhaka. Odegaard finds Nketiah, who can drop the shoulder and turn. He carries the ball midway inside the Man United half over on that far side. Gives it on to Xhaka, and now Saka. Sancho back with him. Saka decides just to lay the ball back instead to Suarez. Works all the way across to El Neni, whose first time layoff finds Gabriel. Tries to ping one in beyond the fullback Dalot. And there's just too much on that. Dalot shows his strength to hold off Tavares. That'll be a goal kick. First 3 minutes gone of the second half. It just feels like the 2 teams are feeling each other out again. Arsenal want to take this game by the scruff of the neck, take control. Both teams look like they could score more, and I wouldn't bet against there being more goals in this one. And here's Fernandes, gets it back to Sancho. Fernandes gets absolutely clocked, and Sancho keeps going. Referee waves advantage, and Sancho's had to beat 3 players to keep that attack going. Didn't feel like much of an advantage. Fernandes now back on his feet, just holding the side of his ribs, left hand side of his ribs. Sancho showing great skill to get beyond 3 Arsenal players. And United will have a throw-in on that far side, just level with the edge of the 18-yard box. It's looped towards Fernandes. His first time layoff is picked off by El Neni, and it's hacked forward by Suarez. And Lindelof can pick up position completely unopposed, 5 yards inside his half, out to Ronaldo, who's really deep just inside the Arsenal half. Back to Lindelof. McTominay also coming deep to receive the ball. He helps it on to Matic, who just took his eye off the ball and allowed it to roll underneath him. And now the play for a Arsenal throw-in. It's an unusual mistake for a player of Matic's experience to have made. Matic is playing his 248th Premier League game. Of course, played half of those for Chelsea as Arsenal work it quickly. And Nketiah out to Tavares, sliding in. Missing completely was Dalot, and Tavares absolutely swung wildly and out of play for a goal kick. It was a really good chance for the Arsenal man. Came from a first-time layer from Nketiah. Dalot went sliding in, completely sold himself, and Tavares on his right foot from about 12 yards just sliced across the ball, and it was high wide and not very handsome. And Arsenal had another golden opportunity to extend this lead. Varane out to Tellez, behind to Ronaldo, who's working really hard to get the ball. He's urging his teammates to play it long. That is where they had most success, going long early and feeding off the second ball on the wings. McTominay gets into a bit of a tussle with Saka, and he helps the Swiss man up to his feet. Didn't appear to be too much in that. Xhaka just throwing himself onto the floor and over the ball. So play was definitely going to have to stop, but it's gone Arsenal's way. And then he with the free kick just outside the centre circle, and he plays it short to Xhaka. Xhaka just has a little look up and dinks one in towards the area, turned away, but only as far as Xhaka, who slips and gets back to his feet and then rushes the shot over the top. And then is holding his ankle. And they've just caught on the follow through there from Matic. He was just trying to block the shot. Yeah, he's just booted the base of Matic's studs. It's going to be sore, but he's back on his feet, and Man United have gone on with the game. It's early upfield to Fernandes. There's nothing forward ahead of him, so he's forced to turn and come back to Lindelof. Lindelof out to Elanga. Elanga's got time to pick a pass. He fires it into the feet of Dalot, who'd run ahead of where the ball was played. And Arsenal are given and gifted possession once more. 7 minutes gone in the second half. It's Arsenal 2, Manchester United 1. Tavares and Xhaka for Arsenal. Cristiano Ronaldo putting one back almost instantly for Manchester United. And a game with huge implications in the race for the Champions League. We say the race for fourth, but as it stays the same, Arsenal would only be 2 points behind Chelsea in third. And you wouldn't rule that out with some of the results Chelsea have had in recent weeks. Of course, losing to Arsenal on Wednesday night, as Ben White tries to clip one over the top of the Man United back line. Varane happy to watch it over his shoulder. And De Gea comes and happily claims. Lindelof having no option to play the ball forwards, gives it back to De Gea. As Tellez up the line, Sancho with a little back heel. And then a free kick is eventually given as Sancho's bundled to the floor. Ben White coming deep. Looks like they're trying to double up on the far side. Trying to get Fernandes out to help and support Sancho. And there is Fernandes down the line. Right time, the touchdown to Sancho. He's taking on Ben White, who gets a foot in, but it only drops as far as Matic. Matic towards the edge of the area, tries to poke it through. It drops back to Matic. Little side foot pass out to Sancho, who just has to check his run. And that just allowed Xhaka to get in a foot and put it behind for a Manchester United corner. Their first of the second half. Suddenly, the away fans behind that goal believe. Fernandes will look to swing this one in. Varane is making a late run. It's gone to the back post and Matic. There's appeals for a handball, but a free kick has been given. In fact, I think a penalty's been given. Well, the penalty's been given against Tavares. Oh, he had his arm up. The referee's initial look, his gesture made me think he'd given a goal kick, but he's actually given a penalty. Tavares with his arm up in an absolutely comical position. His fist was up like Superman. He got a touch on the ball. Matic just headed it back against it. It was completely needless from him. VAR are checking. Well, I can tell you I've seen a replay already at full speed. It's clearly hit his hand. There's going to be no debate about this. But as usual, we get the 50,000 reviews, which leads to the frustration of fans. But Jared Gillett, of course, has to be sure. And Craig Pawson has to wait for the man in the sky to confirm his decision. And it's a really soft one, but it's a golden opportunity, if it is given, for Manchester United to restore parity. And it's Bruno Fernandes who will step up to take the spot kick. He scored in that 3-2 victory back in December, but it was Ronaldo who took the penalty on that occasion. Fernandes to level things up. Blow of the cheeks. Staring really intently at the ball, waiting for the referee's whistle. A little skip, a jump, a fire, and it's off the post and wide! And Ramsdale in his face. It was the most peculiar of run-ups to a penalty. And Xhaka and Ramsdale are absolutely almost reminiscing scenes of Martin Keown against Van Nistelrooy from all those years ago. But it's a curious of Ramos and Tavares has led off the hook there, and Ronaldo will wonder why he wasn't able to take this spot kick. There's a little skip, a flurry of steps, a jump, and then a side foot penalty that went off the side of the upright and out for a goal kick. And Arteta celebrates, and the Arsenal fans celebrate behind him as if they've scored a goal. But as it is, they've kept their lead intact. And will Man United rue that miss? But here they come again. It's Sancho on the outside. Sancho gets away from Suarez. And he's helped out by Odegaard, who just hacks it clear. Well, from a relatively quiet start to this second half, suddenly Manchester United had come to life. It was still a ridiculous decision from Tavares to put his hand out like I can only describe it, like Superman above his head. Needless, but he's got away with one. It's McTominay goes for a 50-50 with El Neni. It's all a bit scrappy in the middle of the park as the two teams exchanging possessions. Eventually Matic gets it to Sancho, who's completely body checked by Cedric Suarez, and that possibly will be the game's first yellow card. Suarez walks away, pauses and thinks about it. And I don't think the card is going to come out the pocket. And United get on with the game. McTominay. Low little pass to Elanga, he's pulled off his man. Elanga strikes for goal. It takes the fingertip save from Ramsdale to keep and preserve Arsenal's lead. Man United laying on the pressure. Elanga had acres of space on the edge of the area, enough time to turn, pick his spot, and he fired it into the far corner, and it was a fingertip save from Ramsdale to deny the young Sweden equaliser. Corner whipped in towards the near post, headed away by Xhaka, drops on the edge of the area to Tellez. Tellez just pokes it away from Odegaard, helped in by Matic. Xhaka gets ahead on it. Here's McTominay. He's got Lindelof in support. Instead he goes for the cross. Tavares gets the block in. It'll be a Manchester United throwing down by this near corner flag, and all of a sudden it's the players in blue that have their tails up, and McTominay just getting into a little argument with one of the Arsenal subs down here, or the ball boy in fact it was. They're not giving the ball to him quick enough. Throw into Paul, headed away by Tavares, helped back in, flicked on from him, and turned in by Ronaldo, who's offside. The flick on from Fernandes fell to Ronaldo, who swivelled and volleyed it into the far corner from about 8 yards, but he was a good yard or so offside. Lindelof helped it on. In fact, it was tighter than that. It was only maybe the back foot of Ronaldo that was offside. And Man United were close to get an equaliser again. And they're just checking this because Ben White's back foot could well be playing Ronaldo onside. VAR are looking at this. They're going to draw the lines. It's a tough one because the angle that we've got, I do think that Ronaldo is still just offside. And I think that will be the decision. It's an awkward angle. It's not across the face of the line of the pitch we're looking. It's at an angle from the corner flag looking back on it. And that's what's making it a slightly more difficult decision than perhaps it should be, but it will be offside, and it is offside, but the margin is the smallest of margins. We're talking an inch or so. The decision finally been given by VAR, and Pawson signals for the offside. Ronaldo denied a second. There's a nice smile as he knows that he was that close to restoring parity here at the Emirates Stadium. An hour gone, Arsenal 2, Manchester United 1. The second half, Fernandes missed a penalty. Ronaldo denied. Ramsdale making a great save from Elanga. There's one team pressing, and it's the away team that are asking the questions. Gabriel gets a strong foot in. Nketiah can turn in the middle of the park. He's got Odegaard alongside him. Instead he spreads it out towards Xhaka. Saka's got Suarez up ahead of him, and he'd run far too far ahead of play and was offside as the ball was played. Manchester United had 70% of possession in these last 10 minutes. Absolutely bossing things. As they're like a Jekyll and Hyde team. They were so poor on Tuesday night against Liverpool. It's almost like someone says they want to impress the new boss who'll be in for the summer. And here comes Fernandes over the halfway line. He's got Elanga ahead of him. Instead he spreads it over to Ronaldo. He's got Dalot on the outside. Ronaldo finds Dalot in the area. Dalot's off the post again! Oh, I think Ramsdale may have even got a fingertip to that. How unlucky. Brilliant from Ronaldo, brilliant from Dalot, brilliant from Man United in general as they broke quickly. He fed it into Dalot's path, Ronaldo did, and he struck it firmly towards the near post, and Ramsdale did get a strong hand on it. Just enough of it to push it onto the post and deny the young Portuguese defender his first ever Manchester United goal. Man United knocking on the door. Surely it won't be long until they can find an equaliser. Really was a wonderful point-blank save from Ramsdale. Ralph Rangnick can't believe it. And we're going to see the first change of the afternoon. Smith Rowe to be replaced by Martinelli. It's been quiet today, Smith Rowe. Unusual by his standards. Maybe the pace of playing two high-profile games in a few days. Too much for him. And his return from injury, and that's loose from Tavares again, who bundles over Elanga. Appeals for a penalty. It had to be a free kick at least. Well, Tavares just allowed the ball to bounce. He's having an absolute nightmare down there after such a strong first half. He allowed the ball to bounce, which allowed Elanga to get beyond him. Tavares not playing the ball, was holding and hooking his right arm round the thigh of Elanga, drags him to the floor, falls into him. Not for the first time this afternoon. Tavares has got away from one, bringing down Elanga. VAR have a quick check and it's been allowed to continue, but that's twice that situation's happened. That was more Stonewall than the first. And Tavares very close to giving away his second penalty in quick succession. And maybe wondering whether he's going to stay on the pitch. I remember him getting hauled off at half-time just a couple of games ago. Restored and had his confidence rewarded in that win over Chelsea, where he was strong as an ox. But he's been shaky here this afternoon. And if I was wearing blue right now, that's where I'd be targeting. And he's stepped over the ball again and given it to Dalot. There's plenty of space for McTominay to charge forwards. McTominay has got support with Sancho. Instead he goes to Fernandes. Fernandes takes on El Neni on the outside. Fernandes gets the cross in towards the back post. El Neni will get there. He's just been forced out wide. Back to Dalot. Little pass to McTominay. Shifts up in the area. Pokes it towards Ronaldo. And now McTominay still battling for it with Gabriel, and eventually the referee gives a free kick, and then there's an unnecessary bit of wrestling between Gabriel and McTominay, and it's more like WWE than football, and they're still going at it, the Scotsman and the Brazilian. All unnecessary. McTominay just getting into a wrestling match with Gabriel, who's calmed himself down, but McTominay almost had Gabriel in a headlock before rolling him over. And too many other players got around him to prevent that situation from getting any worse. And we get a little lull as Arsenal have a free kick just inside the 18-yard box, which Ramsdale waves away all of his players. We've got just about quarter of the game to go. It's been pulsating at the Emirates Stadium. Arsenal 2, Manchester United 1. Tavares opened the scoring inside 3 minutes. That lead was doubled when Saka scored from the penalty spot after Nketiah's goal had been disallowed, and Xhaka's just been shown a yellow card for kicking the ball away. That's needless from him. And Ronaldo, 2 minutes after that penalty decision, scored his 100th Premier League goal, and that's how it stands. The second half has seen Fernandes miss a penalty, firing off the post and wide. It's in Ramsdale, save from Dalot, pushing onto the post and firing a fine save right-handed away to Denis Elanga as well. And Xhaka just being booked as his 8th yellow card of the season. There's a bit of bite about this one now, as Arsenal look to hold on to what once was a comfortable 2-goal lead, down to 1. Odegaard with his back to goal was attacking threat in the second half. It's been all one way, it's been all Manchester United. Martinelli gets his first touch and he flicks it round the corner to Tavares. Tavares just gives it away to Elanga and then pulls him down. And this time the referee does blow for a free kick, and this time Tavares will be shown a yellow card. Second Arsenal player in quick succession to go into Craig Pawson's notebook. Been played in a relatively good spirits until the last few minutes. Just getting a bit heated, the pressure getting to these Arsenal players. McTominay clips one forwards, chested down into the path of Elanga. Ronaldo can turn, and he fired it one way, and Sancho had made the run in ahead the other. Both players put their hands up in acknowledgement of the other's decision. Just didn't come off on that occasion, and Ramsdale drops the ball to his feet before putting his teammate Ben White into trouble, which means that Ramsdale's under pressure. Arsenal playing out from the back and inviting some Manchester United pressure. Suarez up the line to Odegaard, poked by Nketiah, but it's only as far as McTominay, and here come Man United again. Ronaldo out to Dalot. Dalot's got time to think and pick a pass. Just checks infield, lays it off to Lindelof. Now Matic. He's got support on the outside with Tellez. Now Matic again. Arsenal keeping their shape and just forcing Man United to play on the outsides. Here's Elanga. And Lindelof had carried on his run and bulldozed over the player who was trying to hold him off, and that was Martinelli. Crossing the box though. Ronaldo pulled off his man. It was headed away well by El Neni. He was back covering. Now a chance for a break for Arsenal. Steaming forward with the ball is Xhaka out to Nketiah. He just calms things down and lays it back to Xhaka. He can fire it across to Odegaard, who's got acres of space on the far side. He's got support on the outside with Xhaka. Xhaka's got Martinelli and Tavares in the box. He tries to cut it back to Martinelli. It's cleared away by Varane, and Arsenal still going. El Neni across to Xhaka. There's Odegaard. Martinelli wants it infield. Instead it goes into the box to Xhaka. Xhaka on his left foot tries to fire it against Tellez and get a penalty. Nothing doing there, but Xhaka from distance. 3-1 Arsenal. When all the pressure was building, was all one way, Arsenal finally got a handle on the game, and Xhaka scored an absolute wonder goal from about 30 yards, fires it into the corner. Nothing De Gea could do about it, and Arsenal have a 2-goal lead, and surely 3 points here to strengthen their place for the Champions League for next season. There's a committee questioning going on by the boys in blue, but the boys in red are celebrating down by the corner flag as Xhaka takes the applause. It was an unstoppable hit from about 30 yards, fired into the corner, and it came from absolutely nothing really. Man United had the chance to clear. Fernandes dallied on the ball, and it just let it roll underneath him. It broke for Xhaka, who fired it sweetly and firmly into the corner. And De Gea was unsighted. He was looking the other way, and that's what caused the goalkeeper to not be able to see where the shot was going. It was still a wonderful strike. Take nothing away from Xhaka. Firmly hit, full of power, full of accuracy, right into the corner. But De Gea was looking round the body the wrong way, and Xhaka took advantage, and Arsenal have a 3-goal lead with just under 20 minutes to play, and that will allay all the pressure, all the fears that they were going to throw this one away. And surely now they're on course for 3 vital points at the top of the Premier League in the race for the top 4. As Varane urges his players forward and fires it long, Suarez heads it away. Sancho gets a foot in but can only gift it to Ben White. Gabriel out to Tavares, he'll be relieved. His forward pass goes out of play and Arsenal preparing to make a second change, and it's Holding who will come on, who had such a solid game against Chelsea, and it looks like Xhaka will be replaced, so I'd imagine that Suarez would take that position out on the right, Holding would go in and Ben White would go to the right side of the back 4, which was the same setup and same system they used at the start that game at Stamford Bridge. Saka's indicating he's pulled his thigh, and that's not good news for him and not good news for Arsenal. Well, just a time to catch our breath as Arsenal looking to record a second victory, second big victory in quick succession inside a few days, building on that victory over Chelsea in midweek. And now you just wonder where they'd have been had they got a point or 2 from those games against Southampton, Brighton and Crystal Palace. Those 3 defeats looked like the blip that we all thought they were at the time. They've done what they've needed to do, they've held on, they've denied Man United when they've been in pressure in this second half, and they've got their rewards and taken their chance when it's come their way. Granit Xhaka scoring the goal to make it 3-1. His first of the season, it's his 10th goal for Arsenal in 183 games. He doesn't score many, but when he does, they tend to be pretty special. And that's one way to describe that goal, pretty special. As Lindelof carries the ball over halfway into the feet of Elanga, first time flick towards Fernandes, who goes down. Free kick, buys it and gives a free kick. Didn't appear to be too much in that as Gabriel looked to lead a break for Arsenal. Gabriel certainly got the ball and looked to lead it clear, but Man United have got on the game with Dalot, who steps over and gets the cross in towards the penalty spot, headed away by El Neni, and Nketiah does well to get in front of his man and wins the free kick as Matic bundles through him. 15 minutes to go, Arsenal 3, Manchester United 1. Granit Xhaka's goal seems to have knocked the stuffing out of this Manchester United team, who are preparing a double change. Rashford and Lingard are readied and stripped to come on. I can imagine that it's probably Elanga, one of the 2 to come off, and maybe even one of the 2 holding midfielders, as Man United may go for broke. That decision's been delayed as Ramsdale's taken the free kick and pumped it long down to the left back position. Kept in play by Martinelli. First time layoff from Xhaka finds El Neni, who's held up by Lindelof. Out to Nketiah. He's got McTominay all over his back. Nketiah gets away from him, then tries to get past Dalot, and he can't. Dalot can clear up the line, but only as far as Gabriel. Gabriel into the feet of Tavares. Tavares turns away from Elanga and then catches a sore one from Fernandes, and there may have been more in that one. The yellow card comes out for the Portuguese midfielder. Players surrounding Tavares, who's going to be okay and will be back up on his feet. Oh, it was a really late one. Just in a replay, studs up, right on the ankle, on the planted foot as well. Fernandes is a lucky boy, and actually, as I say that, VAR are checking this, and I think Fernandes could be off here. It looked like it was a bit naughty, the play carried on. Well, VR have done their check. I don't think any more's going to be given on that, and Manchester United have made a double change. Matic is one of those players to be replaced and Elanga the other. So it will be, as I thought, a very attacking move for Man United. Lingard and Rashford, and immediately trying to get involved into the game is Rashford. It's broken from McTominay, almost finds its way through for Fernandes. El Neni went down off the ball, and Arsenal have possession and are attacking with Martinelli. Martinelli waiting for support, helps on to Odegaard. It's Suarez on the outside. Little flick of the back heel from El Neni. Back out to Suarez. Up against Telles. Back to El Neni again. Arsenal keeping possession and now working a bit of space into the feet of Nketiah in the box, who holds off Varane. Back to Suarez. Thought about the cross, instead plays it into the feet of Odegaard, who flicks it through the legs of Varane and keeps possession down over on that far side, down the side of the penalty area. Odegaard still keeping possession, but eventually El Neni can't keep it in play, trying to feed it back to him, and United will have a throw-in. Manchester United have to find 2 goals in 12 minutes if they are to get themselves the most unlikeliest of points here. Arsenal weathered the storm and got their reward with Xhaka's goal. It feels a bit more ease around this stadium now. That can change in an instant if Man United were to pull one back. McTominay goes down holding his shin, and he doesn't go down very often. El Neni went in on him. He pleads his innocence, and VAR may check again. The referee's given a free kick, and it's a yellow card for El Neni. No more. Similar in where he caught McTominay, but not quite the intent that appeared to have come from Fernandes. Manchester United will have a free kick and a chance to play the ball into the box. It's actually El Neni's first booking this season, his 9th appearance. Free kick is wasted. Goes all the way through to Ramsdale. He can take his time to pick the ball up with Lingard just standing in front of him. Ramsdale waving his players away, eating away at a few more seconds. Vranjik looking at a 4th successive away defeat. First time that's happened to Manchester United for over 40 years, if things stay as they are. And as it is, Arsenal will carry on this impressive record against Manchester United. They lost 1 in the last 6. That was in the reverse fixture. Sancho's dribbling past players, but towards his own goal. Dalot can find Lindelof inside his own area. He's got time and space to make it forward to Fernandes. He clips one over the top of Martinelli, and it's helped round the corner from Lingard towards Rashford. Cleared away. And here is McTominay. Out to Varane. He can carry it forwards and finds Telles. McTominay again, just inside the Arsenal half. Tries to clip one over the top. Ronaldo would have been offside had he been able to bring it down. It goes through to Ramsdale inside the Arsenal penalty box. Well, it looks like it's going to be 1 in 7 for Manchester United against Arsenal, who have really turned the form book around in the meeting between these two teams. looks like Juan Mata is going to come on for Man United. Tavares plays it infield to Nketiah, who gets brought down by Lindelof, who's earned his team a yellow card. That's the second Manchester United player into the book alongside Fernandes. Arsenal leading that score as well. Tavares, Xhaka and El Neni all with yellow cards for the Gunners. And Arsenal, with 8 minutes to go and a free kick just inside the Arsenal half, will be pleased they can run down some more of this clock and help see out this crucial victory. As Nketiah lays it off, it could get even better for them here as the ball's played through to Tavares, who's popped up inside the area and he's just muscled out of it. And Rashford gets his first touch on the far side. Back to Varane inside his own box. De Gea, almost on his goal lines, being harried and chased. He manages to get it clear, but only as far as Xhaka, who picks it up just inside his own half. Across to Ben White. Now Suarez. Holding, who hasn't had much to do since his introduction into the game. Gabriel down the line. And out of play. And Mata will be coming on. The Spaniards making his 274th Premier League appearance. And how they'll be hoping one of the oldest players can inspire some magic. He's come on for Fernandes, who missed that penalty. And the scoreline was 2-1 right at the start of the second half. You wonder what would have happened had that gone in. Or indeed, had Ronaldo taken that penalty instead. We'll never know. What we do know is that Arsenal have a 3-1 lead, but that was almost called into question as McTominay's ball through looking for Lingard. Just couldn't quite bring it into a spell. It's been a great run and a great idea for a pass straight between the heart of Holding and White. As Arsenal playing with a back five now, Holding in the middle of those. Ramsdale taking his time. It's long, high and hanging. Xhaka put his head to it, then El Neni helps it on McTominay, and El Neni exchange a bit of head tennis before Odegaard brings it down. Out to Suarez. There's Odegaard. Suarez again. First time layoff into El Neni. He's under pressure from McTominay. El Neni, lovely bit of footwork and skill from him. Ball over the top was looking for Nketiah, but he had to check his run as he was offside. Lindelof to launch maybe one last hurrah to give any hope, glimmer of hope for this Manchester United team. Instead it's on the outside with Sancho. Now Tellez, who's managed to do well and hold off a couple of challenges, cross into the box towards Rashford, but there were 5 red shirts there and it was cleared away by Holding. Rashford never stood a chance of getting on to the end of that one. There's Mata getting his first touch. Sancho wants it in the middle of the park, instead it's gone back to McTominay. McTominay turns away from Nketiah. Now there's Lindelof, who's just outside the centre circle, just hands it on to Mata. Mata looks forward and lays the ball off to Rashford. Passes are quick and short, but they're not going anywhere for Man United, who were just playing around about 10 yards or so inside the Arsenal half. All 11 Arsenal players inside the last third of their pitch. Good block, but Lindelof will pick up the loose ball. It's Mata. Tellez crosses one into the box towards Ronaldo, headed away by Holding again. Mata with a backheel scorpion flick into the box. It's cleared away though. And now El Neni shows a bit of calm and composure to find Xhaka. Odegaard and El Neni. Arsenal just taking the sting out of this game. Short passes. You can see the confidence dripped and easing and ebbing away from this Manchester United team. Arsenal just able to pick their passes under no pressure at all. Spread out to the far side now with Suarez. Odegaard made the run and Xhaka was the pass on, and then he pokes it back to Suarez, who's got no ambition to go forwards, and Arsenal happy just to maintain possession. There's always a free man. Here's Odegaard, back to Xhaka. El Neni flicks it round the corner to Nketiah. Varane gets a head to it. Odegaard drops and turns the shoulder and then pokes it back, and Arsenal keep possession. Holding to White. Odegaard into Martinelli. Martinelli just showed a bit too much of that, and Lingard picked his pocket. There's Lindelof. Now McTominay. McTominay skips away from the challenge of Nketiah, which in truth was rather half-hearted. Man United over the halfway line. Ball spread to this near side with Sancho. Sancho just waits for the ball to drop and now looking for support. Little ball infield to Dalot. Now Mata. Mata's carried on his run. He's gone on the outside. Shep works it onto his left foot but doesn't get the ball in the box. It's going in the wrong direction. It's back with Varane. Now McTominay. Maybe they'll try and attack on the far side. Crossed into the box towards Ronaldo. Headed away once again by Holding. Rashford back out to Telles. Rashford again. Looks to shoot from what was a big distance, but instead just fakes it and comes inside. Telles has got a good run on ahead of him, and that ball has been found. Here's Lingard. Back to Sancho. Sancho through the legs looking for the 1-2. Well, that's what Lingard was trying to do. Sancho had checked his run. And Martinelli sees the ball out of play, to a warm round of applause to the Arsenal fans down in that corner flag to our right hand side. Just over a minute to go. Arsenal 3, Manchester United 1, in what will be a famous victory for the Gunners that will see them up to 50 to 60 points, just too shy of Chelsea in third place. And who's to say that fourth is all they're aiming for? Once more, they'll be 3 points ahead of their North London rivals, who play later this evening against Brentford in the evening kickoff. 28 attempts on goal between these two teams, 14 apiece. The second half, Man United gave it all they could. They were denied by a missed penalty and a couple of fine saves from Ramsdale, one from Dalot in particular. They hit the post twice. He's been denied by the woodwork this afternoon. Xhaka has possession inside the centre circle. Spreads it out to Gabriel, who's under pressure from Sancho. Gabriel goes down, wants the free kick. He holds onto the ball and the referee thinks about it and it's given a free kick. It's not pointed which way it's going, but I'm presuming it's Arsenal's way. And Suarez is about to be replaced by Tomiyasu, who will be a welcome sight to Arsenal fans. Signed in the summer. Suarez getting hugs all round from his teammates for his contribution to this afternoon's performance. And Tomiyasu is fit and fighting and able to help his team see out the 4 additional minutes of stoppage time that will be added here this afternoon. We're into the first minute of those. And Arsenal have a free kick 10 yards inside their own half. It's just clipped towards the corner flag. Lindelof lets it drop over his shoulder and Dalot tries to let it run out of play, but Martinelli wasn't giving that one up. Dalot just had enough presence around him to flick it out to Lindelof. He carries the ball towards the centre circle and then runs out of options and ideas and plays it sideways to Varane. Long ball played forwards up towards Rashford. Gabriel rises highest. Xhaka with time to bring the ball down. And then he chips one to Odegaard. Odegaard gets the return from Tomiyasu. who's just come on and now is charging down the far side. Being held up by Ronaldo, shows him one way, goes on the outside. Ronaldo brings him down. And there's your cameo introduction from Tomiyasu. And Ronaldo goes into the referee's notebook as well, following that challenge. He was just done there by the eyes. Tomiyasu went to go on the outside. Frustration for Ronaldo. On the day where he scored his 100th Premier League goal, Mata gets a foot in just to deny Tomiyasu there. There's a real battle between McTominay and Nketiah. McTominay gets it out to Dalot, and there's the ball infield to Sancho, who clips it back to Dalot, who's continued his run up against Tavares, who's lucky he's only conceded one penalty this afternoon. Could well on another day have conceded two more. Nketiah with the layoff. Martinelli's completely unmarked on this near side. Instead, the ball's gone the other way to Odegaard, who shows too much of it. And here goes Mata. Ronaldo checks his run. Mata still going. Crossed it into the box, and Ronaldo blocked off by Gabriel. And Ramsdale comes and claims. And we have just over a minute of stoppage time to be played here at the end of the 90. Arsenal 3, Manchester United 1. It's been an absolutely fantastic game here at the Emirates Stadium. Two teams that have given it their all, and one team that's going to come away with a vital 3 points, as Tomiyasu can't keep that one in play, dribbles it out. And Man United will have about 30 seconds or so. The throw-in has gone to Varane. Here's Lindelof under pressure from Nketiah. Gets it out to Dalot on this near side. Lindelof again infield to Varane. Man United playing the ball from right to left. McTominay to blow the whistle. And there he does, and Arsenal players raise their fist to the air and they celebrate. It's a rather disappointed look on the face of the opposition manager, Ralf Rangnick, who goes over to shake the hand of Mikel Arteta. But it's a famous Arsenal victory, who have really